guys. Can you hear me? Let's try it one more time. There we go. All right, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, man. I'll take this week off, obviously, but I miss you. I leave you guys alone for a week with Goose, and you break the market, man. Well, you didn't break the market. We predicted this was going to happen. Another our predictions that we nailed. I told you this was going to happen. We nailed it. It doesn't make it any more pleasant unless you got all your hedges on, like we've had for the past couple weeks, man. What was this brief? I mean, what did I tell you? And 19th, the shit show is here. Bearish burner trade, blah blah blah. Nailed it, guys. So right here is when we called it. I said it's over with. We drew that little box around here, and I said, what? These little bounce means a big one's coming, right? The whole year to date, we've had these massive rallies, massive rallies, a little to the 50, massive long rallies. Remember how many times did I draw error under the rallies and go, this is just insanely stupid. I said, this tight grouping right here means the big one's coming. So we nailed it. So we're going to talk through all that stuff. But first things first, I have never felt better in my life. Well, I guess the last time I felt this good was after the first journey, so to speak. I'm gonna, I'm still, like I said, I wasn't even gonna, we got across the border Monday morning, and I'm like, I didn't even want my phone on, but want to talk to my bride and my kids and check in and all that stuff. And I didn't even want to look at the market. I'm like, I don't care. I feel just so great. And I'm like, all right, let's see what's going on. Amazon, $2,700, Dow down 900. I'm like, that's awesome. It was just a great feeling. Old me would have jumped out of the van and I'd be living on the beach in Tijuana. I'm just absolutely perfect. There's just feel fantastic. So I'll give you the full debrief and all that stuff. I'm still unpacking it, man. I am still, it's just God is great. God is great. Everything is great, man. Everything isn't great all the time. I get that, but everything's all right. Everything's all right. It's always all right. There's a song that we played at our fire ceremony. Black as Night, from Black as Night. I mean, it's, I believe in the good things coming. Everything's always all right, folks. Trust me. Even in the darkest moments, everything's all right. God's got you, man. So we'll talk through some stuff today about the market. It's been hard to get back, to be honest with you, because, doing my little, this weekend, Sledge is a fellow TGO member. Sledge was down there. Bart, who's now a T member, hopefully a TGO instructor here soon. Tomcat Charts. He's a brilliant guy. I knew he was brilliant, and then seeing him this weekend bare his soul and his mind, we're truly blessed. We're truly blessed to have men like Sledge and Bart here. But I can't even describe what I saw this weekend, what I experienced with these four other guys, and just the whole team. I'll give you the quick and dirty. My first journey was awakening. God had me in his arms, showed me my life, my present, my future, healed me with everything. The things that I thought, like, my God, I'm going to hell, or he's going to smite me. And he was, it was like, as we've talked about many times, and in this book, A Course in Miracles, forgiveness doesn't exist in heaven. Forgiveness, there's no need for it. The concept doesn't even make sense to those who are in heaven, right? Or those, God does not make anything imperfect. You are perfect. You are absolutely perfect. It's the 53 years of layers and shit and pain and hurt and regret and shame that clouds who you are. So my first journey was an awakening. It was getting back to God, since I had lost my faith and lost our God, and it was just incredible. This time, so if the first time was an awakening, I will tell you that this time was a reckoning. My ass kicked. I just absolutely, it was an ass kicking, and without a doubt, the best ass kicking I've ever had in my entire life. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing real exists. Therein lies the peace of God. So, folks, my intentions, I'll share all this stuff on a podcast or maybe one of our debriefs because I'm still unpacking. I haven't debriefed Susie yet. I'm just kind of still in my pink bubble right now. But the reckoning that I received was because of my intentions. I went in to the medicine this time, God healed me the first time, everything. I've survived every one of my worst days in my life. And God just absolutely, it was fantastic. This time, my intentions, and you're getting this a little before Susie, was to heal her, was to heal my children, was to heal everyone else that I have hurt in my life. And to be shown the way, to lead a shift, to be part of a shift. And what I got, this time, folks, I was put through instructor pilot school. That's the best. I went to Top Gun. How about that? That's perfect. I went to Top Gun this time. At the first time, oh, wow, look at this shit. The first time, I got my wings. God gave me my wings. It was a winging ceremony. This time, I went through the fucking weapons school, man. And I got the patch. And I'm going to teach. Look at that. That just came to me. And especially on the 5-MeO. So the ibogaine, man, I got hit by a truck driven by God. And then the 5-MeO DMT, we'll talk about ego, separation. It was incredible. So anyway, we're not gonna talk about this today. I have to share at least the initial of what happened. Pam, I have chills listening to you. I got chills. Sledge, I'm humbled, bro. Life changing. Sledge, just what a weekend of unbelievable laughter. These guys, man, Sledge, Slider, Deuce, and Bart. Deuce, man, one of the most brilliant human beings I've ever had the chance to meet. You'll meet Doug DeStasso. He's the MC-130 pilot, man. Top secret squirrel shit. The stories he has, unbelievable. He's the guy that broke his neck, right? In the back of the airplane, they hit turbulence. He broke his 14. I thought Marcus Capone on 10 meds from the VA. He beat Marcus with 14 benzos, opiates. They destroyed this man with drugs. Charles, are you attending Mass now? Charles, I attend Mass every day. Charles, Mass is not a place for me. It ain't a building with a dude. Mass is right here. The kingdom of heaven, Charles, is inside me, and it is inside you. The kingdom of heaven is within all of us. I don't go to a building, man. I don't need to. Actually, I'm wrong, Charles. I do go to Mass. I went to Mass, and it was a big, beautiful room with 4 other dudes in it. I called that my chapel. I'll share with you all the pictures. I got them all on my phone. So Mass ain't a place for me, man. It's a feeling. Exactly, Karen. God is everywhere. Religion is a formality. Now and then we'll talk market because I'm watching Amazon do the 2850. Friday we did our fire ceremony. Friday night. On a piece of paper, what are the things that I want to get rid of? And on the back of that piece of paper, what are the things that you want to manifest? Do you want to bring into your life? Now, for those of you who have been following the No Fallen Heroes project, meaning the pitch deck, let me just show you the pitch deck again real quick. Wiz, try turning your volume down. That may reduce the echo. I don't, anything in my headset, Graham? I'm not sure. Are you guys getting a big echo? I apologize. I'll go back to my regular headset if that ain't working. If this is painful or something. I'm just trying to be an Apple dude. Edward, I love you got that right about relationship with God, not a building, but God is not in you or you. That is New Age thinking, but the Holy Spirit can be in you. Relationship with God, most important through salvation by the Lord Jesus Christ. Sounds like you are in a container. No echo. All right, well, I'm going to press forward here. Edward, I'm not going to, I love everything you just said. You can believe that God isn't in you. That's your personal belief. I absolutely believe that God is in me. You can call it the Holy Spirit. I don't separate God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. It's the Holy Trinity, man. If you are part of something, it is a part of you. So we can talk about that offline someday. My other headset was better. All right, guys. I'll ditch my booger eater here. In my opinion, it sounds fine. All right, guys. Let's press forward. All right. So, and folks, this is what's incredible to me, like differing opinions. I love differing opinions, especially about spirituality. What a great discussion to have. Are we going to have disagreements about how you think God exists? And great. But the fact both believe that God exists and he's in us or a part of us, man, that's a victory to me. So Ed, I appreciate that. I mean, hell, I was reading this, my book, A Course in Miracles. I Googled that because I wanted to read some sections. There were Google results that were like, this is an abomination to God. This is Satanism and New Age bullshit. And I'm like, whoa. Sorry, man. God bless you. God, that's fantastic. Me becoming a better man, a better husband, a better human, a better trader, a better leader to try and help people heal and save veterans' lives. That's Satanism. Well, call me a fucking Satanist, man. It's not. No offense, man, but anyway. Exactly. Jesus Christ is God. I don't separate. I'll tell you though, when I was, we're like Sundays, we were kind of wrapping up, just the whole energy of that house over the weekend, the sunset overlooking the Pacific, the everything that I saw this weekend, I literally could see the energy of people and in the home and hummingbirds that were just, where do you see these pictures? Was the Holy Spirit, right? And you guys know me well enough by now, especially the people that have been here for a while. Like Wiz talking like this is insanity, but it is. So we can, Michael, what about some market review, please? Hey, Michael, why don't you come back in about 10 minutes when I'm ready to give my market review? Okay, if you don't want to listen to this part, you can kind of go mute and just hang out. That's your prerogative. But this is brief, and I'd appreciate me briefing it, and I'll get to the market because this is all interconnected, Michael, in my opinion. Okay, I'm flying this airplane, and you can either sit in the back and enjoy the flight, or you can get off. Nobody's keeping you here. Okay, so anyway, guys, Friday night. Yeah, you can always eject, man. Friday night, guys, after the fire ceremony, and we went up to what I'm going to say is my chapel, is my mass. Guess who died? Now, I'm telling you this because this was stunning to me. Thich Nhat Hanh died Friday night. Now, Lee, so as we went up to the ceremony and I got airborne. Lee, I guess, they were packing up for them. He looked at his phone because they were still connected to the world. We gave all our phones in. He was like, "Oh my God, this is the guy, the monk, this is the guy who gave this. Veterans are the light at the tip of the candle, illuminating the way for the whole nation. If veterans can achieve awareness, transformation, understand peace, they can share with the rest of society the realities of war. And they can teach us how to make peace with ourselves and each other so we never have to use violence to resolve conflicts again." Lee was blown away. He went to Nicole, he went to Cynthia and said, "Holy shit, he just died. Should we tell Wiz?" And they had a discussion and they said, no, nothing from the outside world this weekend. Folks, this man, this monk, he died Friday night, and I honest to God believe what are the odds that he died when we were embarking on our ceremony? I absolutely am convinced it was a passing of the torch. I'm convinced of that, and I'm grabbing this torch and I'm going to run with it. But this monk, this great spiritual leader, passed away Friday night as we ascended the stairs. Man, it creeped me hell out. Well, Monday when I turned my phone on and Lee finally told me, he's like, "Here's what I wanted to tell you. What happened Friday night?" I'm like, unbelievable. So anyway, we will get to the market stuff, Michael. I apologize for taking 18 minutes of your time on something that might not have been pertinent to you. It's very pertinent to me. It is extremely pertinent to me. This, Michael, impacts my trading. This impacts my life. If you don't want to know what my mindset is towards the market now, that's nuts, in my personal opinion. I feel the things that I've seen, the things that I've heard, the things that I feel about this market and humanity are all germane to what we will discuss this morning. Okay? So, anyway, oh yeah, and if you get a chance, here's what's going to be interesting. Please listen to this podcast. This is the one that I did last Wednesday before I left. So you'll get some nice contrast between before and after. Okay, market. First of all, we all need to hurt our shoulders by patting ourselves on the back. Is that pride? No, we were right. Let's just a quick debrief and get us up to speed. I told you 13 months ago, as this market just kept going up, I said in 12 to 24 months, we will be absolutely destroyed by a recession and a bear market. It will happen. Sophomore year of Joe Biden's presidency will be a train wreck. I've said it ad nauseum. I've been told throughout that, the link is in the chat box to the podcast. I've been told throughout that, you're wrong. What did Jim Cramer say with his trading club and his CNBC and charities and all his good works? The roaring 20s. This year of Joe Biden's presidency will be the roaring 20s. Unbelievable. Everything will be awesome. And I said, take the exact opposite side of that trade. I have a ton of people, quote, smart money, who said, wrong, Wiz. Look at the chart. As Joe Biden's sophomore year started, the market got destroyed. Hopefully, all of you did what? If you sent it to me last Thursday, how many of you did the bearish burn trade and are printing money right now? Good. Awesome. Who didn't? Me. I'm like, I'll stay in cash and have some Amazon. I didn't get that on, and I was wrong. Mitch did. Good. Awesome. So great. So I'm getting destroyed right now. I'm down about 40%, right? Amazon. just getting destroyed in Amazon. I've never seen anything like it. That's me. That's my personal account. If you used my intelligence to print money, I am so happy. I'm not sitting here going, oh, darn. It's freaking money. It's like that Doritos commercial. Crunch all you want. We're going to make more. So just let's begin this brief by debriefing and saying, yay, we were right. For all those of you that are new to options, man, January 19th was when that bearish double vertical was. I went and looked at all my other briefs. Here and here, we also did SPX, Russell, all sorts of bearish trades. Here, and then the Jan 19th bearish double vertical was here. You are printing money if you listen to me. And I'm very happy about that. Thanks be to God. Even a blind squirrel can find a nut. Okay. Now, here's what's interesting. I wanted to say hi and talk to you and all that stuff because yesterday was incredible. I hung out with my beautiful bride in the morning. It just the meditation, just what a fantastic day. It's just incredible to be alive. Didn't want to do it, but I had to because of you guys. But I picked up the phone and I started calling my network, my mastermind group. Guess what they wanted to know about, as opposed to some other folks about my journey. I'm like, dude, stop. No, this, that. I'm like, so I spent hours talking to folks about that. And I'm like, can you bring me up to speed? They're like, dude, you nailed all this, but tell me about everything. I'm like, okay. So we have to talk about this morning. First of all, is this was funny. So they call it the Nash team over in China. Anybody been trading FXI lately? So I'm going to get back into. I'm going to stop. In my personal account, I'm going to be focusing a lot on my Amazon work because that's me. But we're going to get back into, I'm going to get back to old me. We're going to be trading some Brazil. We're going to be trading some FXI. We're going to be trading Microsoft, and Apple, Amazon, obviously. Yeah, we're going to get back to old me. Lori, why is the VIX still up in your opinion? Have puts on things are now known. Lori, we haven't even, you ready for this? Here, let me give you the summary slide. We haven't started to go down yet. So we'll get to that. There's more to go, folks. How many times have I told you, turn this graph upside down? Turn that graph upside down. What does it look like? So for all of you who are like perma bulls and you just can't envision a down market or trade a down market, look at it like that. What would you say to yourself in this type of market? What did you say to yourself all last year as it did this? You got bullish. Maybe on one of these, which is this right here, you did what? Well, Wiz says if something's on a tear, either join it or get out of the way. Join it, or for now, get out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you last week, or for the past couple of weeks, I'm like, we haven't had let me put the 100 up here. We haven't had an implosion down to the 200 in way long. I said the next stop, I listened to it. I said this last week, man. I said the next stop is the 200 day, and we did it. Now we're under the 200 trying to get back to it. We're going to maybe have a couple snapback rallies like we do right now. Dow up 500, blah, blah, blah. Folks, it is absolutely not over. It is just beginning. Please listen to me. I feel this to my core. It hasn't even started yet. Remember what happened back here. I don't want to wrap up China just yet. China, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't care. What do I mean by that? I actually, you ready for this? I can't believe I'm going to say this, bullish on China. Why do I say that? Because they don't care. Russia, 19, fill in the blank, was it 90, 91? I forget my history. What happened in Russia one day? They woke up and said, "Oh my!" They were default on their debt, right? They were bankrupt. They were default. It was us. China. I'm sorry. Russia was us. What did they do? They woke up one day and went Control Alt Delete zero. They went exactly, Lori, devalued the ruble. Folks, they went Control Alt Delete. And then they looked, who was it? Yeltsin, whoever it was, looked around the room and said, anybody got a problem with that? Bondholders, everybody that we just wiped out, that guy's got a problem. Here's some polonium tea. China can do the same thing. When you can enforce or dictate economic policy at the end of a bayonet, nobody complains. If you're in China right now, are you going to call your local congressman? So here's my point about what I'm giving you contrast because we're strategic right now. I'm going to get operational with what's going to happen in the United States. What is happening, what we predict happen. China has a national team. I've traded the FXI for years. I've been away from it. I'm getting back to it. Maybe that's a trade for today. So China's equity benchmark tumbled into a bear market while the yuan plunged 7 months, blah, 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 blah. Here's my point. Let me give you the summary slide. They can do whatever they want, and I think they're going to. Let's overlay the FXI with look at that market compared to the S&P 500. Okay? So I absolutely believe, and this isn't pleasant right here out of SI, but if you're looking for bullish stuff, if you just can't wrap your mind around we're going to implode even more and get bearish, you got problems, and we have to talk. But here's my other point. If you're looking for bullish trades, take a look at FXI. They can, 5 years ago, whenever that was, 2000, when was that? When they had Lehman Brothers moment. Stop, man. Right there. This was insanity, followed by carnage, and then the Chinese government going, we're going to do whatever it takes to make the market go up. And they did. Right? Look at this. Anybody see a triple top right there? Now, this can certainly happen. It's not. Bullish trade number one for today would be FXI. China ain't messing around. They can do whatever they want. Perfect segue to the United States of America. I briefed you, cleaned up my tabs, but I reread the Dr. Doom piece that I shared a week and a half ago. Dr. Doom nailed it. He said, Jerome Powell, remember Volcker? So inflation, ladies and gentlemen, is half reality, shit's really expensive, and half mental. I'm one of the guys that has those I did this Joe Biden stickers. Actually, they're in my son's Jeep. I put those on the gas pumps. I'm one of those guys. So inflation is also a mental construct. If you think things are really expensive, economists talk about this all the time. It's like the wealth effect. The Fed knows when we cut rates and stuff like that and the market goes up, people feel good. Their 401k's up and they're healthy. When they're getting destroyed right now, the wealth effect is bad. What did Dr. Doom say last week? Either the Fed is going to knock this, and there are people, Kyle Bass and some others, who are like, the Fed we're going to get destroyed and the Fed won't be able to take it. Especially, it's an election year. Here comes, where's the Joe Biden? The stock market's doing great, jobs are awesome. So here's what I'm getting at. We mapped out a choice. Last week. Either Jerome Powell, where is it? No, we'll just stick with on the screen here. Jerome Powell is either going to stop. People are getting destroyed, the wealth effect, this isn't good, or not. Yeah, let's just go kickboxing and have a margarita. Ed, I have four bull call spreads on Amazon expiring February, March, April. You think I have any chance of Amazon heading up in the next couple months? Ed, the answer is yes, Amazon can head up in the next couple months, but the answer is no. I don't believe it's going to be anything significant at all, Ed. So let's get going here. Dr. Doom said last week, the Fed, if you listened to the man, let's go back, man. We have to read this. When did I tell you this was going to happen? A big one like this. When it starts happening. Well, that's duh. No, here's what I get at. Here and here, Jerome Powell defied and said what? He ditched the word taper and he ditched the word transitory. Remember that? He was sitting there. He's like, all the senators, at least the Republicans, were like, what? Dude, everybody's burning to death from inflation, but you, Janet Yellen, and Joe Biden, the three J's, Jay, Janet, Joe, don't believe inflation exists. What did Powell say? Yeah, probably time to put that transitory away. Edward Matthew Buckley, call sign Wiz, told you a year ago they need to raise rates now and stop everything. We're late. It's late. Stop. And then we were treated for a year of goal. It was high school telephone. Well, I think maybe the next one will sort of kind of think about maybe talking about transitory or taper. It was comical if it wasn't serious. It was dumb. It was not serious. We got Jerome Powell serious in a day. Yeah, transitory. It's done. What did I also point out to you? I said he has an out. For the past year and a half, he always ended. He was porridge, guys. Jerome Powell did his job in a speech, and then he didn't do his job. He was a coward. We got to tighten inflation, this, that, and the other. But, he always did with what? COVID. He always ended everything he said with his get out of jail free card. He could always do COVID's raging. We're gonna do this. These two times, ladies and gentlemen, he didn't. And COVID was raging. Omicron. So I told you it's coming because he didn't use his get out of jail free card. I said, oh boy. So the market did what? Implosion, but he's not implosion, but he's not serious. Jerome Powell, ladies and gentlemen, is serious, and the market finally is taking him seriously. What's going to happen? I believe he's not going to do this, but what should happen? What should happen is everything that's on the screen right now. The taper has to go. I guess yesterday, or was flying back on the airplane, I'm like, I really don't want to look at the Wall Street Journal right now. I feel great. Looked at it. Looks like a March rate increase. I'm like, and again, I feel totally at peace. I'm like, up, down, sideways. I'm like, I love it. I got my wife. I got my kids. I have a roof over my head, clean water. I'm doing better than 95% of the people in this world. However, March. It's almost February, folks. Okay. So again, let's pat ourselves on the back for I told you this would happen when the market is like, holy shit, it is going to happen. The talk of it, for some reason, wasn't scary enough. The market thought Jerome would blink. He's not going to want a 10% down market. So there's only two things that are going to happen. One's happening, but he either continues, folks. He either continues, raises rates, and Dr. Doom covered this, and I also told you, we might get a shock rate. We might not get 25, 25, 20, 25, a nice Alan Greenspan climb. Alan Greenspan did that because he wanted to be predictable and the market to love him and things to be not super nuts. Paul Volcker did what? He did a baseball bat to the forehead. I think it was a full basis point out of the blue. That had two effects. It helped fight inflation, and it helped fight inflation. What do I mean? One was physical, one was mental. Will Jerome Powell drop a nuke? He dropped a financial nuke March of 2020. Now does he put AAA foam? If there's a fire in the hangar of an aircraft carrier, man, they slam the doors closed and they put AFFF foam in it and extinguish it. Is he going to go aircraft carrier foam? The other thing he could do is not do this, is do gentle, gentle, gentle. I don't think that's going to happen, guys. I think it's going to be violent. Already is violent. So now let me go number 3. I gave you 2 things that could happen. Here's 2A. The market, hold it. This could be a sell the rumor. Wow. He is going to taper in March. He is going to raise rates in March. Remember Steve Leisman, that one of those press conferences, he's like, is there a scenario that you guys have out where you taper and raise? And it was like, well, you know, I was like, I watched the body motion, the language. I'm like, he didn't want to say yes. He didn't say no. Could you imagine a March tapering being done and an interest rate increase? Karen just nailed it. Karen's a gold star. Nothing he can do will be easy, so it's all about hedging, in my opinion. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jerome Powell and the Fed, as I predicted, has failed. They failed. We are crash landing. For a year and a half, I told you, we need to start the descent right now, Captain. The airport's down there, dude. We're at 50,000 feet, man, and we need to land here. We needed to start our descent way earlier. You failed. Who am I? I'm just a dude. I guarantee you I could have been the best Federal Reserve chairman in the history of this country. It ain't rocket surgery, folks. Jerome Powell caring more about equity and race and what? You got 2 mandates, dude. This isn't hard. You have 2 mission objectives. You failed. Andrew, so we could be setting up for a February show. Dude, again, guys, this should help you. I should have done it before the brief, but I was enjoying my coffee and my meditation. I want you to take a screenshot of this S&P 500 right here, and in your photo editor, I want you to flip it. Because if your mind right now is like, well, I'm bottom feed. Let me get this out of the way right now. There is no bottom yet or in sight. Fact. How do you know it's a bottom, Wiz? You don't know until it's over, but you also won't know until things go. Remember the February? Yeah, I did. Thank you for reminding me. I told you that. What was that? When was that brief? Please remind me, Rebecca. I did say that. Thank you. I told you. I said what's coming is going to make it look like the February COVID crash. Thank you. So the bottom, ladies and gentlemen, look at these look at that drill bit. Look at these things. There is no bottom in sight. I am going to wait for what? A turn. The only reason I got the March 2020 turn correct and never looked back, and Jeffrey Gundlach was wrong, and all the other smart money was wrong, that during this climb, they're like, now we're going to go back to the March. I'm like, you're an idiot, because of Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell dropped a financial nuke in March of 2020. It was a Thursday. It was a now that what? He dropped that massive financial nuke. And I'm like, we're done, bullish. They got it all wrong, guys. We, ladies and gentlemen, have lower to go. Now, let's red team all of this. Joe, you're kidding me. Joe Biden saying about the GDP today? Wow. Unbelievable. The guy, well, you guys know, he's just an idiot. The man's a complete buffoon. It's elder use at this point. I retweeted a tweet. I love how they don't show this in the media, of course. If this was Donald Trump, I mean, Joe, it says Joe is lost. This 25-second clip, he's just sitting there mumbling. He has no idea what he's saying. This is the man who's in control of the largest nuclear stockpile on the face of the planet. Donald Trump had his White House surgeon for an hour-long press conference getting grilled about mental acuity. And we got a dude who doesn't even know where the fuck he is. So, let's do a little red team real quick. Somebody tell me why is anybody bullish right now? Somebody tell me why you're bullish. What's there to be bullish on? Let's just do this quick because we're all a group and I love y'all and I want to hear somebody give me a bullish case right now because I want to be wrong. Let me look. Oil and oils. Yeah. No, I mean, so let me clean up that question. What are you bullish on equities, commodities? Because we're going to talk about volatility in a second, but what are you bullish on? Pandemic finished? Mike, I'd love for you to be right, dude. It's not. The pandemic will get worse and worse as we get closer to the election. They need, since the voting rights bill went down, don't we have voting rights? Did I miss something? Did I miss the Civil Rights Amendment? Did I miss the Voting Act? Did I miss everything? Apparently, I'm a racist, Jim Crow 2.0, dog-faced pony soldier. Not bullish, but oversold market due for bounce. Okay. Nothing equities, oil. Oh, no way. Type in negative. Get out of here. Cheating, man. If this works, you get a gold star. Whoa. I didn't think I was going to learn anything today. Cheating. I've been doing this for 31 years. I didn't know that. If you put a negative in front of SPX, it inverts the chart. Wow. Look at the trend, ladies and gentlemen. It is that way. Now, Gabriel said, yeah, we might get a snapback rally, folks. Maybe some, because remember, I haven't said this in a year, but now we're back to me saying this type of stuff. The market doesn't live in between moving average. It hates it. Look at this inverted, man. Resistance at the 100, resistance at the 100, resistance at the 100, bam, through the 100. Look at that to give you some perspective. Yeah, exactly. Send him a book. Cheatin', shoot me your email. I'm sorry, shoot me an email with your address, man. I think I sent you a book already. I'll send you the other one. You get a book. Thank you for that. So, if anything, if I were bullish, if this was a bullish chart, what? I'd be like, man, we busted through this with airspeed. Look at that. I think we're going to chop around this 200, consolidate, and head higher, which would be lower. So for all of you, luckily nobody really anything bullish except for like, hey, a dead bad bounce or something like that. No, you shoot me an email, Wiz, WHIZ at topgunoptions.com, and with your address. Graham, bull case, I'm neutral. Lower interest rate increase, a 15 bip. Russia does a deal with Germany, so it does invade Ukraine. Okay, good red team. I didn't even talk about that, guys. War, inflation, interest rates, Biden. WIB, war, inflation, interest rates, Biden. I'd love to get rid of Kamala to the Supreme Court. Isn't it illegal in government hiring to exclude somebody on the base of race and sex? Unbelievable. A black female is going on the Supreme Court because nobody else is qualified. What a disgrace. If I were a black female who got nominated and got on the Supreme Court, I'd feel like shit. I'm here because I'm a quota, not because I'm a brilliant mind and jurist. How disgusting. It's illegal for the federal government. The government says if you discriminate based on something, If you're a white male, you ain't going on the Supreme Court. You're not qualified. It doesn't get more racist than the dog-faced pony soldier. The Supreme Court rules on affirmative action cases. That lady, whoever it's going to be, since it has to be a black woman, has to recuse herself. Correct. That's all she will be remembered for. What a disgusting piece of racism out of Joe Biden. Anyway, so let's go. Folks, this is awesome. If you haven't shifted your mindset yet, I mean, do you think this is going to happen? Rip your face off rally. Implosion? It could. What's going to cause that? Folks, remember that when interest rates go up, what's going to happen? Again, one of our cute little wizisms. When interest rates are high, stocks will die. When interest rates are low, stocks will grow. When interest rates are high, folks, Jeff Bezos, remember, who's the guy from Vegas, man? Steve Wynn. Steve Wynn is like, it's like un-American. I can borrow billions and billions of dollars and pay, a couple $100 million. He's like, this is insanity. Money will get tight. Jeff Bezos and all these other big businesses that want to do stuff, that have been doing stuff with cheap, free money, can't. So just tune. Now, let's clean a little bit of this up. Markets tend to go up over time. Period. That's markets, folks. Over time, this is durable in a python, man. This type of interest rate increases and stuff like that. It'll go through and will go up eventually. Don't plan on it for now. You have got to be very, very tactical. If I were strategic, and I am, when I put my radar out a year from now, I'm not bullish. When I put my radar out 2 years from now, I'm neutral. When I go 3 years from now, I'm bullish because a Republican will win the presidency and save the country. And for the love of God and all things holy, it's not going to be Donald Trump. I saw him playing golf the other day. Somebody posted a clip that's raging around. Somebody's like, and teeing off the 45th president of the United States. And he goes 45th and 47th. Do not do it. Do not do it. I'm begging you. Frickin' ego, man. Him versus DeSantis. So, let me get back to this. Interest rates high, folks. Money tight. Oh, and by the way, they still want to destroy the country with, say it with me, taxes. Add to this chart right now, Joe Biden getting his Build Back Broke plan and destroying people with taxes. Not only are interest rates up, folks, but I'm taking more money out of your pocket. I see no reason on God's green earth to be bullish on anything other than volatility. Exactly, Tamara. We're taking the window down. Stocks, Tamara nails it. Stocks take the escalator up and sometimes the elevator. And in this case, we took the window. We did. We nailed it. This wasn't hard, folks. I'm nothing special. You guys know me. This ain't rocket surgery. Okay, now let's do a little trading. We will chop. We will chop around this 200, in my opinion, folks. And let's do that 6 month. I expect volatility to come in a little bit because I think it was Lori, whoever else said it earlier, is right. Things are known. Volatility is going to settle down. Even though, Armageddon's coming. It is. Be careful. We get a Ukraine invasion. I'm sorry, let me fix that. When we get a Ukraine invasion, I mean a minor incursion, which is okay, the VIX will spike. So be very, very careful about what I'm going to talk to you about. Let's do VXX, obviously. Let's go more tactical. Let's go VIX 1 month. We can certainly see this. Between now and next week, though, I think we do. Let's go back to SPX. Let's uninvert. Let's roll verted the SPX. I think we do get back up to the whatchamacallit, and chop around. Chop around. Chop, 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 and get down. So let me start looking at some trades. Old Wiz is back. Tamara, thank you for that. That's probably, well, not that old Wiz. Let's not go that far back. Let's go, yeah. You know what's interesting, Tamara, is Wiz was never gone. It was just its layers, its ego, its separation from God. That's all it is, man. That's all it ever is. Sin is defined as a lack of love, right? Sin defined as a lack of love, and a lack of love is an error to be corrected. The Holy Spirit believes that sin is an error to be corrected, not an evil to be punished, right? little bit of break. Let's go take a look at VXX out to next. Oh, the passion is back, man. I love this. I love you guys. I love the world. I love the shift that's coming. There's only two choices at this point, folks, for this nation or for this world. Do you understand, guys? And I got a good brief from a buddy in my mastermind group, big military dude. I love you guys. As we sit here in our trade brief, and I'm going to get some coffee and go outside and walk around, go work, there's war coming. Isn't it crazy? You guys know me. I'm a history guy. I watch the History Channel or this and Hitler's Rise and World War II in color. I watch all this. The war to end all wars, right? World War I. We're never going to have one of these again. It's so horrific. World War II. It's so horrific. Korea, Yugoslavia, Bosnia, Vietnam, the Gulf War. We believe as a civilized, there's the internet that exists. How can people hate each other? Weakness invites aggression. I've never, I thought I've seen it before under Clinton and Obama. I thought I've seen a couple times our country weak, but we usually pull back out of it. You get a Ronald Reagan. You get a Trump, love or hate him. He did not invite weakness or aggression. George Bush, don't get me started. My point being is this. For all the folks who are sitting here looking at their, again, I'm getting destroyed, guys. I'm down 60 grand right now, year to date. I'm no Kathy Woods right now, thank God. But it ain't pleasure right now. But again, write this down somewhere and just put this on your trading journal. Maintain an even strain. If your emotions and your well-being are cycling up and down with the market, you're doing it wrong. That sounds like judgment. It is, because I'm trying to help you. All right, enough squawking. Let's trade. Aw. I'm actually sitting here out of gratitude for you, your passions and love you are sharing. Thank you, Tamara. That's fantastic. I love that. Hallelujah. All right, let's go. This is fun. I love this. That's what I do. Let's look at the at-the-money straddle for next Friday for VXX. Ooh, look at us. We're at 23.5. Thank you, God. Let's do a 23.5 straddle. That's about $4 wide. Feb 4th. Whoops, Feb 4th. Look at that. I said $4 wide. That was off by 30 cents. So, and ladies and gentlemen, we could start doing some iron condors in this type of market with elevated volatility and us, in my opinion, been around this 200. This is time for fish in a barrel. Iron condor time, maybe. But look at this. So the options market for next week is saying the VXX is most likely going to trade between 28 and 19. So let's take a look, 28 and 19. Let's go drop those on the chart. And you know what? So let's talk about this stuff too. When I'm getting hammered and I have some cash and my Amazon's getting hammered, I keep my muscle memory alive. I'm going to go over to the simulator building. I am in my paper trading account right now. I got live account, paper, so training. I'm getting off this right now because I got cramps. my real account has cramps. Even though I told you to get hedges on here and here and double vertical, I'm like, my cash will protect me. I should have listened to me. I failed. I'll be the first one to tell you when I fail. I am an open effing book. I'm a sinner, and I failed on that. However, let's get better. What did I say, 27, 28? So what's in the middle of that between where we are? 25 and a half. And let's start there. Rick, you could do that. I do remember that, Charles. Charles says, Liz, around 5 or 6 years ago, you killed it with VXX trades. I remember that zone, Charles. That was like a couple-month zone, man. What was going on 5 or 6 years ago? I think it was the end of Obama. Something was going on before Trump. We were crushing. I remember that. Let's do that. Rick, maybe bullish double vertical time on volatility. Rick, I love what you're thinking. If you think we're going to be seeing violent swings in something, that is the double vertical time. I can't wait too, man. Next week, we're going to do a full throttle. And then the second week in February, we're going to do some training, man. It's time, right? Just like the medicine calls to you, my full throttle training time calls to me. And it's the second week in February. So write that down. You'll find out because you're going to be in it. 2/7 and 2/9. So Monday and Wednesday nights, which is different than when Tuesday, Thursday. Why? Because I'm selfish. I'm kidding. I like going to Panthers games since they're number one in the NHL. Oh, that's what it was, Cheaton. Right. Both you guys said that. Mark and Cheaton both said that. You Brexit, and you owned the VIX over Brexit. Thank you. Pam, you put a smile on my face. Oh, Pam. I feel good, man. I feel fantastic. All right, enough about how do you know? You ready for this, guys? How do you know when a date with a fighter pilot is half over? It's that point in the date where he looks lovingly at you and says, I'm tired of talking about me. Why don't you talk about me? So here we go. I was able to make the brief. Full throttle, baby. I need to find ROE. Welcome back, brother. Sorry for breaking the market. Goose. That's awesome. All right. Bear call spread, 25, 25 and a half, 150 contracts. Let's map this out. I'd go 13 cents. All right. A bear call spread on utility. This assumes that between now and next Friday, the world doesn't end. It can. Always, always, always red team your trades. Whenever you're coming up with your commit criteria, which I'm about to do, I can't wait to do our full throttle training. I need to knock the rust off. We need to come up with commit criteria. Why are you committing capital to this trade? Why are you in? I believe between now and next Friday, I don't think we're going to get soothing Jerome, but we are going to get some. I think he's going to go shock and awe. I don't think he's going to go with a point in March. Okay? But, and I think I've given an hour of commit criteria. So you have my commit criteria between now and next Friday. The red team is this. Between now and next Friday, invasion in Ukraine, accident in Ukraine. Everybody remember the last accident Vladimir Putin had in Ukraine? He killed 300 people in an airliner. He shot down an airliner and killed civilians. You remember when that happened? I do. I was trading it. Or I wasn't trading that. But anyway. Any bearish trade on volatility, folks, can get destroyed in an environment like this. Warning, Will Robin, be careful. Okay? Everybody nod your head that you heard all of that. Now, I'm going to look to sell 150 of next Friday's 25 calls. Okay? Eric, Wiz, do you see any reason Russia doesn't invade Ukraine? No. The most pro-Russian president I've seen, Trump's a Russian agent. Joe Biden's a Russian agent. The Nord Stream pipeline, folks, Europe is going to bend over backwards, give Putin everything he wants. There's no reason for Putin not to invade Ukraine. None. Well, if he does, there will be really severe consequences. What are you going to do? Boot us out of the SWIFT banking system? Folks, there is absolutely no reason for Putin to invade Ukraine. Does everybody remember last year at this time I saw like a news thing? It was like 2 days yesterday when I was back in San Diego. It was like this time a year ago, Donald Trump was meeting with the Ukrainian president to give them military weapons and aid. And here we are. Look at Amazon, man. Uh-oh. I need to keep an eye on some Amazon. That's a massive Amazon run. Might buy some calls. That'll get it to go on. Nice 4% run. I got to keep it. I sold these calls here. What did I sell? The 28.75s for tomorrow. Wow. Holy shnikes. Should have bought some calls down there, Wiz. Maybe I'll do that right now. Whew. That is a big ass run. But you know, looking at Amazon, man, we're gonna, if anything, this is a chop down here. I don't think this is setting up a run anytime soon. All right, let's finish our volatility trade. I agree with that. The Olympics are starting soon. China won't invade Taiwan until that is over. Could Ukraine be a distraction while China preps for Taiwan? Absolutely. They're in cahoots, folks. They are absolutely in cahoots. I believe Putin and Xi are joined at the hip. And yeah, I definitely believe they're in cahoots. All right, let's get going. Oh, 14 cents would be good. I'm going to sell 150 of next Friday's 25 calls. That's me saying I don't believe the XX is above 25 by next Friday. Wiz, you're wrong. Invasion, Biden stupidity, Jerome Powell, whatever. Well, I'm not selling these calls naked, right? Let's hedge ourselves, so to speak, by buying some upside calls. Let's buy 25.5 calls to protect us. Okay? Let's try and get 14 cents, right? We'll see if this kind of big rally here holds for the rest of the day. And remember, are we get anything tomorrow? Guess I should have looked at that. Friday. Ooh. Wow. Friday, folks. Wow. Tomorrow is a big day. Inflation, income, spending, consentiment, inflation. Ooh, tomorrow's a big day, guys. Personal income is forecasted to go up. Personal spending is supposed to get hammered. Ooh. So income up is a good thing. Spending down is a bad thing. The Fed doesn't like stuff like that. Yeah, you're right. Apple earnings after the close. You got it, man. That's going to be a big one. But wow, big morning tomorrow, guys. This is good. Wow. Apple earnings after the close, and then this stuff is big. So, okay, let's finish the trade. I'd go 14 cents plus or minus 2 cents. What does that mean? The lowest I would go, folks, on this trade is about a 12-cent credit, and the highest I'd go about 16 for today. That's the range that I give. Why do I give a range? Because if it's outside of that range, it's either too expensive for my blood or too cheap. The risk to reward is not in with me. Okay? So I tend to, I give a range. Okay? All right. So while we're on this screen, let's look at the potential bad. That is a monster run, $100 day out of Amazon. But look how bad my portfolio is right now. Let's go take a look. Because look at this. my calls are barely green, right? That's what's fun. It's not funny. My calls are barely green. And I'm down $8,000 right now on these short calls. Let me analyze these. Oof. All right. So let's talk about the bad on this screen. We want this 13 cents, 14 cents in our pocket. We want that, technically, this trade to expire worthless, meaning we want all 14 cents. So we want this trade to go down in value, technically. Okay? 10, 11, 8, 4, 2. Close it for max profit or that profit. If it starts increasing in value, that means volatility is going up for some reason. We don't want this to increase in value. So my rule of thumb when to eject out of this trade is I'm a political science major and a naval aviator. I use caveman math. Double the credit that I take in. If I take in a credit of 14 cents, I will potentially eject out of this trade at 28. I said potentially. That's not definite. I need to see what's going on. But at least if I write that down and I look at it on my checklist, like, man, volatility is going up. It's at 28 cents, this trade right now. I said I'd eject at this point. What's going on? Oh, it's a temporary freak out, and I think it's going to fade tomorrow. Okay, then don't eject. Don't prematurely eject, guys, so to speak. Don't, evaluate what's going on. Now, before I click on analyze, I've taught you by now, if you're new, I'm going to hit you on the knuckles like a Catholic nun. When I click on analyze, there's only one place your eyes have to go for the rest of your trading life, and it is max potential loss. Always, always, always. Max potential loss based on 150 contracts is $5,400. If you're sitting here going, dude, I don't want to lose $5,400. I don't either, but that's my SOP. In this simulator account, it's $100,000. My personal trading SOP is I don't want to risk more than 5% on any one trade. 5% of $100,000 would be $5,000. I'm a little north of that. I'm okay. Okay. So if you look at this and go, oh, and again, I know John and Pete Najarian from my time in Chicago. I said, guys, you really need to see this. Put the max risk up there first so people know. They're like, nah, the optics, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that ain't teaching people good habits. Don't ever look at max profit first. If you look at max profit first and go, who doesn't want to make $2,000 by next Friday? Duh. I learned that W-A-H is duh in British. You didn't think you'd learn anything today, and I just taught you that because Doug DeStasso, our C-130 guy, did an exchange tour with the Brits. He was flying secret C-130s for the Brits, and he's like, wah. And we're like, what? He's like, that's duh in British. So you just learned something. Wah. All right, so now if we're okay with our max, and again, this is based on 150 contracts. You don't want to risk $5,400. You don't do 150 contracts. You want to risk $10,000, you do 300. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not allowed to tell you what to do. I'm telling me what I'm doing. Exactly, Sledge. Now you can look at the probabilities. Based on the at-the-money volatility, as I'm speaking to you in VXX options, these are the probabilities. They change by the second as the price changes. Okay? Now, we can go down and look at the break even. For me to at least make something or break even, VXX has to stay below what? 25.14. Okay? How do we make money in a bear call spread? We make money 3 ways. Here's the current price of VXX, that dotted line. VXX volatility can go down. Volatility can stay where it is, man. It can stay elevated. It looks like it might stay elevated, right? The market kind of looking around at each other going, dude, are we going high or low, or what are we doing? We're in a holding pattern. So if we stay in a holding pattern on volatility until next Friday, this trade makes money. Folks, we make money even if it goes up a little bit, as long as it stays below that break-even point right there. That's the break-even point right there and right here. So 3 out of 4 ways we make money. How do we lose money? bang, volatility explodes and goes up. Okay, that's the only way this trade loses. And that can happen. Red team, the Green parties in Germany are stopping the pipeline, possible deal. I don't know if the Ukraine did the huge loans it owed Russia before the invasion. It may simply be about money. Biden may simply send them euros in an unmarked plane and ban Ukraine from ever joining NATO. Could happen, guys. Peace could break out. We want peace to break out. Let me grab a screenshot of this so we can, I'll text it out and email it out. Don't do this trade, guys, if you think there is more really big pain for the next week and a half. Week or so. No, I'm every second I'm sitting here, those
Looks like my ear pods died or disconnected.
Okay. Hold on. Let me file save as DXX. Okay. All right, let's fire this. All right. Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna have a deal coming up, man, for hunters, because I'm gonna do part of this full throttle. Like right now, folks, if you're currently a full throttle member, like month to month, and you want to get into hunters, you can be in hunters and have all full throttle stuff for only the $497. I'm gonna do that. I want to get more people into this group here. 33 folks right now. I think everybody should be in here, to be honest with you. And this, all my trades instantaneously instead of me sitting here for 20 minutes trying to type. All right. Last time we did a bear call spread on a Thursday was in August. That's interesting. Okay. Questions, concerns, oh, by the ways, smart remarks. Man, I'm getting, down. I was down 16. Now today, look at this. I'm getting destroyed, guys. Amazon is destroying me, and I'm okay. Had a great run. This is what makes markets, man, up, down. If you think markets simply go up, and here's the other reason why I think we're in for a lot more pain. Margin calls, man. These hooders that are like, who's this number calling me? And it's a margin call. More pain's coming, guys. I want to be wrong. You guys know when I say bad stuff, I always hedge it with, please be wrong. I don't. If loving me is wrong, I don't want to be right. But you guys know I have a good sense about stuff, man. We're pretty damn tight. And I just don't think we are anywhere close to an all clear with anything. Matter of fact, when, not if, Jerome Powell starts cranking the rates, well, I already said this, but when he's cranking the rates, guys, how do you think those earnings calls are going to go? Well, with the increased interest rate environment, we can't do this. Our lending costs are this. We're stopping acquisitions. Guys, you haven't seen this for a while. You haven't seen a high interest rate environment, man. It's been a long time. Call it pre-2008, man, pre-financial crisis. I remember these days. So, thank you, Catherine. Good job on market review. Glad to be back in general market. Great. Good. You got it, Michael. I think you emailed that. I think I'm doing that for you, man. Somebody emailed Susie like, hey, it'd be great if Wiz got back to whatever. I'm like, done. I love old Wiz back in the market and all that stuff. How far would you do puts on Exxon? Lori, it's a tactical market. I think we chop around this 200 here for a little bit. And then when this is, February is going to suck, but March, Jerome Powell, interest rate increase in March might be even another leg down, guys. Remember, we looked inverted. Let's roll inverted again. There's a distinct possibility, man, that we do this. Rip your face off, chop like this, and then interest rate increase. That's a distinct possibility, guys. I'm telling you, it's a distinct possibility. Oh, good, Mike. Well, I got your email, or Susie showed it. So I listen, man. If you can hit me right between the eyes with here's how you can be better, not get a haircut or you dress funny, I'll do it in a heartbeat. So still in earnings and Powell digestion, so I agree with current short-term chop. Exactly. Yeah, we're still, we got, guys, I didn't even talk about this, but we got Amazon earnings coming up. We got Apple. We got Mike. There's still work to be done. But I said this last week, and then I'm going to stop repeating myself because I went way too long, and I apologize. But I made up for the 18 minutes of me rambling with 18 minutes or an hour of market. Anyway, we said last week, what? CEOs, CFOs have a choice on these earnings calls. Be honest and throw Joe Biden under the bus like, oh man, this year ahead's going to be awful. Taxes, interest rates, inflation, oh my. Or how many of you do you honestly think CEOs would get on there and sunshine and lollipops? I remember the CSX. We're going to get back into the rail stuff too, guys. I haven't talked CSX in a while. That's on my list of to-dos. We're going to get back to a lot of the stuff we used to trade. And we can trade it bearish. But my point being is, if I've done this, folks. I've been on Wall Street. I've done the consulting. I'd be in the CEO's office right now going, dude, tell them you're going out of business, essentially. This year's going to be horrific. So when it ain't, you're a hero. But most CEOs have what? Their compensation is tied to stock performance. So I don't want to. So we're in it. Ken, that's a good point. Ken, Powell knows the numbers. Is it built into his remarks yesterday? That's a good, I like that. The answer is yes. I didn't see his exact words yesterday. Again, I was trying to avoid everything yesterday because, I wasn't to essentially super come back. But like I said, it was fun. It was good. People wanted to know more. I love the fact that people are more interested in learning about healing or just stuff other than shit show that's going on in this country, the world, and in markets, right? Please make sure, I'll leave you with this. Just please make sure you have some other outlet. I'm down 70 some grand in my personal account. That's real money. That ain't paper trading, man. And it's painful, but it's not. Anytime I've gotten markets, man, I've had shitty times in my trading. Here's one of them. They end. Nothing is permanent. Nothing lasts forever except the love of God, except your soul. Your soul is perfect. It's eternal. I felt eternity, man, and I know that blows your mind. It blew my mind. So in the grand scheme of things, man, markets go up, markets go down. We will talk a year or two from now, whenever it is, when, do you remember that shit show? Remember that sophomore year of Joe Biden's seat? It will be a memory. Okay? So please find some outlet. Find some meditation. Find some music. Find some exercise. Find some talking. Become a lifetime member. Become a hunter. And be part of the community live. So you don't have to sit there with your bunny slippers on going, holy shit. I sat there in the van coming back from Mexico, scrolling through the thread here, and I'm like, I miss these people, man. I love this. This is good. Yeah, I'll brief you on it. Pam, I'm down 98K. I feel your pain. Exactly. I'll brief you on it. Yeah. So essentially, if you're paying like $195 or $295 a month each month for full throttle right now, just pay $497. The different, not $490, another $497. Just pay $497 total, and we'll get into the hunters. I got to meet with my techie. Just shoot Susie an email. My beautiful bride. She She'll hook you up. But yeah, that's coming. But yeah, exactly. No, it's for like the Black Friday people or the people that are doing Full Throttle Monthly, man. I want people in the community, man. You know why I'm doing this? Is because during the COVID crash is when I came up with the Max Afterburner. People are like, dude, what are you doing? As I was printing money, man, I'm like, here's what I'm doing. Legally, I'm like, well, shit, we can open our own club, man. If we all want to join a club together and share our trades, that's 1,000% legal. It's the SEC. It's called an investment club. So if you're a little lonely right now, first of all, you're not. God is with you. I'm telling you. But if you want to trade and you can't swing lifetime right now, no biggie, man. I'll hook you up with the hunt. Just shoot Susie an email. Hey, Susie, I'm in a month-to-month. Yeah, and the solo Amazon. I haven't talked to them. I'll talk to the solo Amazon people too. If you're spending 90, I mean, that's a little bit of a increase, but it's worth it. Yeah, just shoot Susie an email. If you're in a monthly Full Throttle membership and you want access to the hunters, we'll do the difference. You know, type. Does that make sense? Sid, just shoot her an email. support@topgunoptions.com or Susie, SUZI, either one. She obviously gets both of those. So filled at a 14-cent credit. Rocco, did you still want to do the lifetime? I saw your email before I went south, and I don't know if you got answered. Okay. Did I answer you, dude? My apologies. I got life saturated. Shoot me an email and follow up or something like that, and I'll answer you immediately. Shoot it right now as I get off here because I'm sitting here. Sheeton did an amazing job last week in the weekly debrief. I saw the comments to support. I had never. Oh, okay, good, Rocco. I have never a doubt in my mind about Goose's skills. I mean, that's a no-brainer. What a great dude. He's a great American, great soul. We're going to be seeing a lot more Goose, hopefully. Even though he's got his airline gig. Why am I not filled? Even though his airline gig, I'm going to try and there we go. Come on, 14 cents. I'm going to try and get my brother here more often. And then once Bart gets done with his integration, he's a brilliant numbers guy. He sees the numbers and everything. I am looking forward to Bart coming here so I can learn this charting shit, reverse Fibonacci with a Chinese on the top of it. So there's great stuff coming, guys. Absolutely great stuff. Lori, Goose is awesome. Catherine, we love Goose. We love Goose, man. Goose died in the movie, but he's alive at Top Gun Options, man. Goose, he's a gift to all of us. Very smart dude. So you're going to see more Goose, hopefully. I'm trying to get him out of that airline job, man. He's only got a couple years left. Expiring. All right, let me go, guys. I'll get this text alert, sell the 25 calls out right now, and then I'll get the replay posted by the 25.5 calls. I'm talking my way through the end of the webinar calls, and then we'll be good to go. And then a normal week next week, man. We're back. Or no, it's next week Full Throttle at a 14-cent credit. Maybe. Oh, the one thing I didn't talk about, guys, was taking profits. Take profits, man. 7, 8, 9. If you're looking at a 70, 80, 90% credit, profit on the credit you took in, close it. If you're looking at like 4 cents or 3 cents or 2 cents in that trade, nobody's gone broke taking a profit. Does that make sense? Don't be stupid. There are some times where I know I let a trade expire because I'm lazy. That's me, it is, but that's not safe. It really isn't safe. Take profits when you see profits. Eric, I think we're going to Norwich for, it turns out it's actually Sue's anniversary. February 12th or something like that. Oh, so I need to make sure when the Full Throttle training is going to start. So yeah, he got the parents and wrong, or not parents weekend, the senior night. But I love my boy. Susie and I are going to fly up, and I'd actually be taking an L39 up there. Not this time, but my buddy Spider is doing some research on helping fighter pilots with the OBOG system, the onboard oxygen generating system. He's like, hey man, can you fly your L39 up here a couple of days? I'm like, that's about 3 legs to get from Boca Raton to Vermont, but it would be fun. I'd throw Susie in the back. She's like, well, I survive. I'm like, we're not going out and pulling G's, man. We're flying from here to Vermont in the L39. All right, man. There we go. Firing the text alert, firing the email alert. I thank you. I'm very thankful for you guys, obviously. I thank God for you and everything and life and everything. But thank you for your flexibility the past couple days. You guys allowing me to do what I was doing just makes me a better dude, a better trader, a better human. And that just can't not just be a good thing. Okay? All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. Have a great weekend. If you get a chance, go listen to this one, the podcast before I left, and you'll obviously get to listen to the one after. I'm still working on that. I got to figure out when I get my mind right. I'm actually, between us ladies, I'm taking Susie to dinner, and I'm giving her the debrief. It took me like a week last time, and she and I sat there for like 6 hours on the beach talking, and it was great. It was just awesome. I cry. I won't cry. All right. Fly, remove, tag, and fire. Let me just do this before weekly debrief. Save, process. All right, guys. God bless, and I'll talk to you next week. If you want to reach out to me or talk about anything, just shoot me an email. I'm in a great mood. Wiz@Top Gun Options. And yeah, I'll allow everybody to upgrade from just your full throttle monthly into Hunters, $497 at rate for full throttle and the Hunters. That's a deal. That's a deal. All right, guys. God bless, and I'll talk to you next week. We'll see. See ya. Thanks.